My beloved child, take a moment and hear me as I draw near, for my heart overflows with compassion and care for you, and I long for you to sense my presence here and now, carrying you through every storm you face and uplifting you beyond every doubt. You are never alone, and I want you to believe that, for I am always with you, encircling you in my everlasting love, illuminating your path with my guiding light. Do not fear the challenges ahead, for I have gone before you, preparing a way where you can walk in the assurance that I will never leave your side. I am your rock and your shelter, an unwavering fortress when life's trials loom large, and within the depths of my embrace, you will always find your peace. Hold on to hope, for I have wonderful plans awaiting you, and I will surely bring you to a place of fulfillment and joy. My precious one, you hold infinite worth in my eyes, fashioned by my hand with a unique purpose, and I see in you treasures that even you may not yet recognize. You are not a mere bystander to life, but an essential part of my grand tapestry, woven into the fabric of eternity by my own design, and I cherish the moment you draw near to me. I rejoice every time you open your heart in the simplest of prayers, or whisper your deepest longing in the quiet of the night. I celebrate every small step you take, for nothing escapes my notice, and in each step you grow closer to the abundant blessings I have laid out for you. Press on with faith, for your destiny is valuable, and I promise to guide you through every turn you encounter, leading you toward a place of flourishing and rest. I know the heartbreaks that weigh upon your spirit, the silent tears that trickle when nobody else is watching, and the uncertainty that grips your heart during those sleepless nights. I am aware of the burdens you carry, concerns about your family, worries about your future, and the fear that you may not be enough. I see the confusion in your eyes when life doesn't unfold according to your expectations, yet I also see your perseverance, your longing to cling to hope, and your earnest desire to remain faithful to the calling I've placed in your life. Do not be dismayed by the darkness that sometimes settles around you, for my light shines brightest in the midst of shadows, and my hands are never too short to save. Keep moving forward, trusting in my timeless presence, for I am your unshakable foundation, and I will never let you stumble beyond what you can bear. When you feel battered by storms, be they storms of sorrow or storms of uncertainty that threaten to pull you under, remember that I am your refuge and your lighthouse on the raging sea. I am the one who calms the tumultuous waters with a mere word, the one who holds the entire world in the palm of my hand, and I have not forgotten you in the midst of your trouble. Believe that you are hidden under my wing, protected from the power of any tempest, and that no weapon formed against you will prosper. I cover you with my grace, shielding you from harm, and I work all things for the good of those who love me. Look to me when the storms loom, for I am steadfast, faithful, and endlessly committed to your well-being, and I will not fail to deliver you. I urge you to come to me with confidence, for my ears are attuned to your prayers, and my heart is inclined toward your cries. Do not hesitate, thinking your words are too simple or too few, because a humble heart is precious in my sight, and I recognize the genuine plea of a soul in need. Bring me your cares and your joys. Share with me your disappointments, your triumphs, your doubts, and your songs of celebration, for I long to be intimately involved in every facet of your journey. Prayer is not an empty ritual, but the channel through which your spirit touches mine, releasing the heavenly power that can shift your circumstances and bring you peace. Do not be anxious about tomorrow, but in everything, present your requests to me, and my peace, which surpasses understanding, will guard your heart and mind as you rest in my eternal promises. I also want you to know that I have already set in motion plans for your future, plans filled with hope, new beginnings, and fresh opportunities that will cause you to marvel at my goodness. I have seen every struggle, and I have accounted for every twist and turn, shaping even your trials to form in you qualities that will bless you and others. When the road seems unclear, trust that my light will guide you at just the right moment. When you feel inadequate, rely on my strength to uphold you in your weakness. When you are tempted to give up, remember that I have conquered every obstacle on your behalf, and in me you have the victory. Let your heart be lifted by this hope, for I, the maker of heaven and earth, hold your tomorrows in my hand, and my promises will stand firm through every season. When you doubt your value, recall the words I spoke through my prophets. You are precious in my sight and honored, and I love you. I fashioned you as a marvelous masterpiece, each of your features and abilities carefully ordained, and there is no moment in your life that I am not aware of. Like a shepherd who lovingly tends each sheep, I watch over your coming and going, and I count every hair on your head. You have not been forgotten by me, and you will never be overlooked or cast aside, for my love knows no bounds, and I will not let you wander so far that my arms cannot pull you back into my tender care. Find assurance in the knowledge that you matter greatly to me, and that I am pouring out my favor upon you each day. Do not fear the weight of your mistakes or the shadows of your regrets, for my grace covers you more thoroughly than you can imagine, and my mercy is new each morning. Though you may feel burdened by past failures, I invite you to lay them at my feet, where I will exchange your heaviness for the glorious garment of forgiveness and renewal. I have already redeemed you, washing you clean with my love, and you need not carry the burden of shame any longer. Rise up from the ashes of past sorrows and walk in the freedom my sacrifice has purchased for you, for I stand ready to wipe every tear from your eyes, restore your spirit, and give you joy in place of mourning. Remember that I do not condemn you. I call you to a new life, brimming with light and purpose. Know that I am profoundly aware of the trials you face, family strife, financial pressures, health challenges, moments of rejection, and the heartbreak of cherished dreams deferred. Yet in all these difficulties, I am shaping your character and forging within you a faith more precious than gold, a faith that stands firm despite adversity. I see your anguish in the midnight hour when it seems no one else notices, and I hear those unspoken cries for relief. Lean on me during these difficult moments and do not lose heart, for I bring beauty out of brokenness and victory out of seeming defeat. Though you walk through the valley of weeping, I will transform it into a place of refreshing springs, and you will grow stronger as you travel onward, always under my divine watchfulness and compassion. I have witnessed your longing for deeper purpose, your restlessness for significance, and your desire to know that your life has meaning. You are not an accident of time. You are here by my design, gifted with unique strengths that can touch the hearts of many. Keep your eyes set on me, and I will reveal the path you must walk, the souls you must reach, and the dreams I desire to fulfill through you. Don't let fear or self-doubt keep you from stepping forward, for I will equip you with all you need, leading you onto a path that will ultimately glorify me and bring you a joy beyond compare. Embrace my call upon your life and stand firm in the knowledge that I, who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion, showing the world the wonders of my grace through your story. I stand guard over you like a vigilant watchman, never slumbering or drifting away from my post, for my eyes are constantly upon you. When enemies rise against you, whether spiritual or emotional, I am your shield, blocking the arrows that threaten to wound your heart. When you face betrayal or slander, I am the one who defends your cause and lifts your head high above the turmoil. There is no battle too great for my omnipotent arm, and you can rest in the assurance that I stand as the commander of heavenly armies on your behalf. Be still and know that I am God, your refuge, your fortress, your unwavering ally in every war that rages in your soul or in your circumstances. Victory is near, and I will not let your foot slip. Now I speak to you about the power of prayer, for prayer is the lifeline that connects your heart with mine, the conduit through which I pour out my blessings, and the sacred conversation that pulls you closer to my embrace. Do not belittle your prayers, for even the faintest cry stirs my compassion, and even the shortest petition in the midst of daily chaos catches my undivided attention. Come to me at all times, when you rejoice, when you weep, when you struggle, and when you celebrate, and know that I welcome your honest words. Speak to me as you would a loving friend and a mighty king, for I am both. Let your prayers be a genuine outpouring of your heart, and watch as my answers come forth in ways that exceed your expectations. Lean into the practice of prayer, for in it you will discover a reservoir of strength and assurance that cannot be shaken. I implore you to trust my timing, even when it seems I am silent or delayed, because I orchestrate events in ways that transcend your understanding, weaving a tapestry that displays my loving kindness in the end. Waiting can be difficult. It can be marked by frustration and doubt. But I assure you that I am at work behind the scenes, preparing breakthroughs and orchestrating details that will ultimately bless you and bring glory to my name. In the waiting, let your heart be molded by my word, your character refined by enduring hope, and your mind renewed by my truth. For the lessons learned in seasons of delay will become the pillars of your testimony. Take heart in this promise. Those who wait upon me will soar on wings like eagles, run and not grow weary, walk and not faint, for my Spirit empowers you each step of the way. When you step into the unknown, do not fear failure, for I am He who perfects your faith. Though you may stumble, my hand is there to catch you before you fall beyond rescue. And in those moments, I will teach you valuable lessons that expand your capacity to love, to forgive, and to believe. Be strong and courageous, not in your own might, but in the certainty that I stand with you. I have parted seas for my people in the past, and I will part them again if necessary, that you might cross on dry ground. I have opened prison doors and loosed chains, and I can break the shackles that bind you today. With each brave step you take, you demonstrate your reliance on me, and I will not fail to show myself strong on your behalf. When you look around and see chaos in the world, unrest among nations, and discord in relationships, remember that I remain sovereign over all. My throne is unmoved, and my plans are unthwarted, for I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and everything in between is securely in my grasp. Instead of giving in to despair, anchor your soul in my faithfulness, reflecting on the countless testimonies of my intervention throughout history. I am the God who saved Noah in the flood, who delivered the Israelites from bondage, who fed multitudes with a few loaves and fish, and who raised my Son from the dead, conquering the grave forever. My power has not diminished, and my love has not abated. Look to me, the author of miracles, and know that I can still move mightily in your situation today. I see the weariness in your eyes when your responsibilities pile up and your energy wanes. Yet I assure you that I give strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. When you feel incapable of carrying on, pause and rest in my presence, for I designed you not to run on empty, but to be continually filled with my sustaining grace. Seek me in the quiet place, and I will refresh your spirit, granting you a fresh perspective and renewed vigor to keep pressing forward. You were never meant to carry your burdens alone, so let my shoulders bear the weight of your cares, and you will find that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Let my love rejuvenate your soul, and you will rise again with newfound determination and clarity of purpose. I speak life over you, decreeing that you will flourish like a tree planted by streams of water, whose leaves do not wither and whose fruit does not fail to appear in its season. Even when the heat of trials bears down, your roots will dig deeper into my word, and you will remain steadfast, continually nourished by my Spirit. You are not meant to wither away or languish in despair. You are created to thrive in communion with me, drawing from my endless reservoir of grace. Expect to bear fruit in your endeavors, spiritual fruit such as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, and tangible fruit as I bless the work of your hands. Believe that as you delight in me, I will grant you the desires of your heart, aligning your will with mine in a beautiful symphony of purpose and hope. I encourage you to extend compassion and forgiveness to those who have wounded you, just as I have forgiven you. Though forgiveness may feel daunting, it unlocks the door to your own freedom, releasing the bitterness that seeks to entangle your heart. I see how difficult it is to let go of the hurt, but I promise you that my grace is sufficient to enable you to forgive, and I will heal the fractures within your soul. Harboring resentment will only burden you further, yet handing it over to me will liberate you in a profound way. Remember, my dear one, that in forgiving, you reflect my character, and through this act of mercy, you allow my transformative power to work wonders in your relationships and in your own spirit. Be assured that I will continue to speak to you through my word, through the gentle promptings of my spirit, and through the circumstances that shape your life. Keep your eyes and ears open, for I am not a distant God, but a near and living presence, constantly communicating. My love and guidance, if only you will pause to listen. Dig deep into the scriptures. Let their truths dwell in your heart and guide your steps. You will find my promises reaffirmed in every page, stories of my faithfulness spanning generations, and revelations that apply directly to your life today. Take hold of my truths and let them anchor your soul, for my word endures forever, unmoved by the shifting sands of time and culture, and it contains life-changing power for those who believe. When you stand at a crossroads, uncertain about which direction to take, do not fret, for I will shine a lamp upon your path and be your guide through each twist and turn. Trust me to open the right doors at the right moments and to close those that are not meant for you, for I see the entirety of the road ahead, while you only see a fraction. Let your decisions be guided by prayer, by counsel from wise believers, and by the peace that my Spirit plants within your heart when you align with my purposes. Do not allow fear to paralyze you, but move forward in the confidence that I go before you, preparing every detail for a smooth transition. You do not travel alone, for my rod and my staff comfort and direct you, ensuring that goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life. I invite you to be a channel of my love to those around you, speaking kindness and hope into a world that desperately needs a touch of my grace. As you have received comfort from me, share it with others. As you have been blessed, become a blessing wherever you go. The light I have placed in you is meant to shine brightly, drawing others toward my heart. Do not underestimate the power of a gentle word, a listening ear, or a simple act of service in my name, for through such small acts I can bring about great transformation. In all you do, do it in love, remembering that everyone you meet is precious in my sight, just as you are, and they too are seeking reassurance and acceptance. Let me remind you of the inheritance you have as my child, an inheritance that surpasses any earthly treasure. I have made you co-heirs with Christ, granting you access to my kingdom's abundant resources, peace that transcends human understanding, joy that circumstances cannot steal, and a steadfast hope anchored in eternity. This inheritance includes the authority to stand firm against the darkness that seeks to consume you, declaring that you are covered by the blood of the Lamb and belong to the family of the Most High God. Do not live as though you are impoverished, but step forward boldly, knowing that my Spirit dwells within you, equipping you to walk in victory and to bless others in my name. Embrace your identity as my beloved child, and let this truth shape your every word, every action, and every pursuit. In moments when your heart cries out for justice in the face of wrongdoing or evil, remember that vengeance belongs to me, and I will repay according to my perfect wisdom. Do not allow bitterness or a desire for retaliation to consume your soul, for such sentiments will only shackle you to the pain you have endured. Instead, release your grievances to me, and trust that I see all, and I judge with righteousness. I will not allow injustice to reign forever, and in the meantime, I call you to be an agent of grace, praying even for those who hurt you, and believing in the transformative power of my love. By doing this, you reflect the heart of the one who called out forgiveness even upon the cross, demonstrating that love is stronger than hate. As you navigate relationships that feel strained or distance-laden, I encourage you to pursue reconciliation wherever possible, leaning on my wisdom and kindness to guide your words and actions. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood, and remember the gentle approach I have taken in drawing you near. You will find healing in humility and restoration in honest dialogue, especially when grounded in prayer. I delight in unity, in the mending of broken ties, and in the glimpses of my kingdom that appear when hearts are knit together in compassion and truth. Let the love I pour into you overflow, forging connections that uplift and encourage, showing the world that my spirit can bridge even the widest chasms. Know that I am stirring up new gifts within you, talents, insights, and opportunities that you have yet to discover. I desire for you to grow and to bless others with the abilities I have entrusted to you. Keep your hands open, willing to receive and to give, so that I can multiply what you have in ways that glorify my name. If you remain faithful in the little, I will entrust you with much, and your life will stand as a testimony of my favor and provision. Cultivate these gifts diligently, seeking my guidance, and I will teach you how to sow bountifully and to reap bountifully in every sphere of your life. Let no fear or doubt hold you back, for I am the God of boundless creativity, and I rejoice to see you flourish. When sorrow or grief grips your heart, do not isolate yourself in the shadows, but run into my arms, for I am near to the broken-hearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. I understand the depths of your pain, and I do not dismiss your tears, for each drop is a precious expression of your soul's longing for comfort. Let me cradle you in my presence, soothing your wounds and gently restoring your hope. I promise that your mourning will not last forever, and that joy will one day break through the darkness like dawn's first light. Until that day, let me be your solace, your friend, and your unwavering companion, carrying you through the valley until you stand again on the mountaintop, with renewed strength and praise on your lips. I also see the moments of triumph and celebration in your life, victories won, goals achieved, friendships formed, and prayers answered. Let your heart overflow with gratitude, for I delight in your joy, and I love to see you flourish. A spirit of thanksgiving honors me and protects your heart from pride or complacency. Remember that every good and perfect gift comes from above, and as you acknowledge my hand in your blessings, you open yourself to even greater outpourings of my favor and love. Rejoice without reservation, and let your praises rise to me as sweet incense, binding our hearts ever closer in the wonderful tapestry of grace and fellowship. Do not allow the opinions of others to overshadow my truth about who you are and what you can accomplish in me, for I have the final say. People may misunderstand you, label you, or underestimate your potential, but my voice speaks louder than any crowd, and my words are life and power. In moments of confusion, measure your worth by my unfailing love, rather than by fleeting human approval. You are more than the sum of others' perceptions, for you are defined by the eternal call I have placed upon your life. Find confidence in the knowledge that I shaped you for my specific purposes, and no earthly condemnation can stand against my perfect will. Run your race with confidence, knowing that you are seen, known, and treasured by your Heavenly Father. I will be your teacher through the Holy Spirit, the counselor who whispers wisdom into your heart and illuminates the scriptures that you read. Cultivate a posture of listening, allowing my Spirit to guide your decisions, to enlighten your mind, and to transform your soul. When you feel uncertain or afraid, ask for my Holy Spirit to fill you anew, providing clarity and boldness. This divine presence is your helper in times of need, your comfort in times of sorrow, and the force that empowers you to overcome sin and temptation. Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh, but instead produce a harvest of righteousness that blesses both you and those around you. Now, as I have called you to prayer, I also call you to action, for faith without works is lifeless. Let your belief in my promises spur you to move courageously in the directions I nudge you. If I place in your heart a desire to serve the poor, do so wholeheartedly. If I prompt you to encourage someone, speak words that heal and uplift. If I ask you to go forth and share the good news, be bold, trusting that I will give you the words to say. As you obey these stirrings, you become my hands and feet in a world crying out for redemption. Fear not, for I will equip you, and my grace will cover your shortcomings, turning your acts of obedience into a beautiful testimony of my power at work in human hearts. Remember that the trials of this life are temporary, and in the span of eternity they will be like a passing shadow. Even death itself has lost its sting, for I conquered the grave, ensuring that those who cling to me will share in my resurrection glory. Let this hope anchor your soul in times of despair, for though sorrow may last through the night, joy comes in the morning, and that morning shall be everlasting. I promise that I am making all things new, wiping away every tear, and ushering in a kingdom of peace where suffering and pain have no place. Keep this vision close to your heart, and let it fortify you with courage and perseverance. As you look ahead, do so with anticipation, for I have placed a destiny before you that is filled with purpose, marked by growth, and crowned with triumph. Do not be swayed by the voices of doubt or the setbacks that threaten to discourage you, because each step you take in faith brings you closer to the fulfillment of the promises I have spoken. You may stumble along the way, but I will lift you up with my righteous right hand, helping you learn from your missteps and grow stronger. Keep your gaze fixed on the horizons of my grace, where endless possibilities unfold, for in me you will discover a future brimming with hope. I remind you to be patient with yourself, for sanctification is a journey, not an instantaneous event. You will make mistakes, you will have moments of weakness, and you will struggle with doubts, but I will never abandon you in the process. My Spirit continually works in you, chipping away at old habits and mindsets, shaping you into the likeness of my Son. Though at times you may feel frustrated by your slow progress, rest in the knowledge that I see the end from the beginning, and I delight in your willingness to submit to my refining fires. One day, you will look back and marvel at how far we have come together, all because you surrendered to my patient love. When you witness suffering in the world, do not lose heart or question my goodness, for I have never turned a blind eye to the cries of the oppressed. Though evil tries to prevail, I am at work, raising up men and women who carry my light into the darkest corners, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, and comforting the brokenhearted. You too have a role to play in this redemptive mission, and as you stand for justice and mercy, you reflect my own heart for humanity. Know that a day is coming when all wrongs will be righted, when tears will be dried, and when the earth will be filled with my glory as the waters cover the sea. Until then, do good, love mercy, and walk humbly with me, shining my love wherever you find darkness. I promise you that no prayer offered in sincerity is ever wasted, nor is any step of obedience ever in vain. I remember every tear you have shed, every kind word you have spoken, every sacrifice you have made out of love for me or for others, and each one is cherished in my sight. What you do in secret, I will reward openly when the time is right, so do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Keep pressing on, assured that I am orchestrating each seed you sow into a bountiful harvest, both in your life and in the lives of those you touch. Take comfort in my faithfulness as you recall the testimonies of those who have gone before you. Abraham, who left his homeland in obedience and became the father of many nations. Moses, who confronted mighty Pharaoh and led my people out of bondage. David, who rose from shepherd boy to king despite his flaws. Esther, who risked her life to save her people. And countless others who trusted in me and saw miracles unfold. Their stories live on to remind you that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. If I could do mighty works through them, I can do mighty works in your life, no matter how humble your beginnings or how impossible your situation may appear. Stir up your faith, for I remain the miracle worker. Stand firm, then, on the foundation of my word, girding yourself with truth, protecting your heart with righteousness, and walking in peace as you carry the shield of faith that extinguishes every fiery dart of the enemy. Take up the helmet of salvation, guarding your mind against doubt and fear, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word, for it is sharper than any two-edged sword, dividing truth from falsehood. Remember, you are more than a conqueror through my love, and the battles you face are not fought in your own strength, but in the power of my might. Victory is assured as long as you remain rooted in me, for I will never be defeated, and I will never relinquish my hold on you. There will be days when you feel the weight of loneliness, but remember that you are never truly alone, for I dwell within you, and nothing can separate you from my love. In the quiet moments when you long for companionship or affirmation, call out to me, for I am closer than your very breath, ready to speak comfort into your spirit. I designed you for relationship, both with me and with others, and I will lead you to people who will uplift and encourage you in your journey. Do not shy away from vulnerability, for in opening your heart to others, you create the environment where my love can flow abundantly, forging bonds that reflect the unity I desire among my children. I counsel you to guard your heart against the voices of despair, cynicism, and hopelessness that echo through this world, for these are not from me. Instead, whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, and commendable, think about these things, filling your mind with my promises and truths. Meditate upon my faithfulness, my miracles, and my unchanging nature, and let these reminders of my goodness renew your hope. When negativity threatens to overpower you, speak my word aloud, declare my praises, and cling to the reality that I am God, enthroned above all principalities and powers, yet dwelling within your very being. In that awareness you will find courage to stand firm and grace to carry on. I will hold you by your right hand, as I declared through the prophet Isaiah, saying, Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Consider the depth of that promise. I am not only watching over you from a distance, I am personally involved in every detail of your life. Like a loving father lifting his child, I will support you, guide you, and bring you to a place of safety. My child, my promises are yes and amen for you, as I have sealed them with my love, and you can rely on them as you rely on the rising of the sun each morning. Take this to heart, and you will find peace that transcends your immediate circumstances. My beloved, as you near the end of this message, know that my love for you is steadfast and unchanging, an anchor that will hold firm in every gale. Do not let fleeting emotions or external storms convince you otherwise, for my word stands eternal. I have pledged myself to you, and I will not break my vow. Rest in that promise, carry it with you as you step into your daily responsibilities, and remember that my grace is sufficient for each moment you face. The journey continues, and I walk alongside you, encouraging, guiding, and uplifting. Together, we will unveil the full splendor of the plans I have set before you. Go forward now with faith, confident that I am working all things for your good, orchestrating events, aligning opportunities, and instilling in you the fortitude to overcome obstacles. Embrace tomorrow with expectation, trusting that my mercies are new every morning, and that my favor surrounds you like a shield. You are enveloped in my love, you are held in my hand, and you are destined for my glory. My child, rejoice in the knowledge that no matter what you encounter, I am on your side, and victory is assured in due time. I bless you, beloved one, with peace that steadies your heart, joy that brightens your spirit, and hope that sees beyond the uncertainties of life. I call you to a deeper intimacy with me, for in our closeness, you will discover the fullness of life you've yearned for, brimming with purpose and crowned with the light of my presence. From this day onward, be confident in your identity as my precious child, remembering always that you are never alone, for I am ever with you, enfolding you in my limitless, unending, and all-transforming love. Look ahead with anticipation, for the best is yet to come, and my plans for you are drenched in promise and possibility. Hold fast to my hand, stand on my word, and press on with unwavering faith. I am the Lord your God, and I will fulfill every promise I have spoken over you, leading you into green pastures and still waters, restoring your soul, and anointing your head with oil until your cup overflows. And so, my beloved, receive my blessing, walk in my peace, and know that I am eternally devoted to your well-being, for you are precious to me. The future lies radiant with hope, and I will remain with you through every triumph and trial, never loosening my grip on your life, forever surrounding you with the power of my grace. My dear one, I remind you of the profound truth that even before you were formed in the womb, I knew you intimately, and I have inscribed your name on the palms of my hands. Each detail of your life is precious to me, for I have meticulously woven together the tapestry of your days, threading every strand with careful thought and everlasting intention. Trust that I have not overlooked a single strand of your being, nor have I forgotten any dream I planted within your soul. Therefore, walk forward with the certainty that you were created out of love, with gifts that this world desperately needs, and with a destiny that testifies to my grand design. Let no voice of despair convince you otherwise, for you stand as a living testimony of my artistry, fashioned to bear fruit that will remain for all eternity. There will be times when you feel spiritually dry, as though the springs of joy have momentarily ceased to flow, but do not allow that dryness to steal your hope. Just as rain eventually falls upon parched land, so shall my spirit rain upon your soul, refreshing your innermost being with new life and inspiration. In these seasons of dryness, come close to my heart, and let my presence saturate you like the dew on the morning grass. For I delight in reviving what feels lifeless and proving that I am the source of all your strength. You may not see immediate change, but know that beneath the surface seeds of faith are quietly taking root, preparing to bloom in vibrant displays of resilience and perseverance that will astonish you. Rejoice even in the barren land, for I am the God who transforms deserts into gardens overflowing with color and vitality. Reflect for a moment on my unwavering commitment to walk with you through every valley, whether it be the valley of confusion, the valley of heartbreak, or the valley of near despair. Have I not proven myself faithful time and time again, leading you out of darkness into the light of a new day. I want you to look back on the altars you have built in your life, moments when you recognized my intervention, my rescue, my comfort, and let those moments strengthen your faith for the challenges you face now. I have carried you through the storm before, and I will do so again. Take comfort in this knowledge, and allow it to steady your trembling heart, for my promises are as unchanging as the stars that shine each night. In my hands, every valley becomes a place of rest, transformation, and eventually, rejoicing. Consider, too, the significance of resting in my sovereignty, allowing me to be your strength when you feel weak. The world often pressures you to be self-reliant, to solve every problem on your own, yet I invite you to lean on me, to let my power manifest in your vulnerability. When you are worn out from striving, take refuge under my wings, for I am the God who neither slumbers nor sleeps, overseeing the affairs of your life with unwavering diligence. Do not be ashamed of your limitations, for they provide an opportunity for me to demonstrate my boundless grace. Indeed, when you stop trying to carry every burden by yourself, you will discover that my power is perfected in your weakness, that my joy is found in your surrender, and that my love shines brightest in the moments you allow me to be your all in all. I long for you to see yourself the way I see you, washed in the redeeming power of my Son's sacrifice, standing holy and blameless before my throne. Many cling to guilt and condemnation, forgetting that they have been purchased at the highest price, and that my gift of salvation cleanses every stain. Relinquish the self-doubt and harsh judgments that you cast upon yourself, and step boldly into the righteousness I have imputed to you. In this righteousness, you will find the confidence to enter my presence without fear, to ask and receive, and to walk in freedom knowing that my verdict is final. You are forgiven, you are redeemed, and you are beloved beyond measure. Believe my testimony about you, for it is truer than any accusation that would try to convince you otherwise. Whenever you falter, remember that I am a God who delights in restoration, who never grows tired of extending a hand to those who stumble. My grace is not a one-time event, but an ongoing fountain of mercy, constantly available to refresh and to renew. Come boldly to my throne of grace whenever you need help, for I am eager to lavish my kindness upon you, to pick you up, and to set you back on the right path. There is no wound too deep for me to heal, no sin too grievous for me to forgive, and no distance so great that my love cannot bridge it. Let this assurance motivate you to rise each time you fall, to keep pursuing my presence, and to remain steadfast in the faith that I am actively perfecting within you. As you continue to grow in faith, do not underestimate the power of interceding for others, for in lifting up their needs, you align your heart with my compassionate heart. I have designed you not only to be a recipient of my blessings, but also a vessel through which my blessings flow into the lives of those around you. When you pray for the wounded, the lost, and the weary, you join your voice with mine, pleading for mercy, for healing, for restoration that only I can bring. In praying for others, you unlock the capacity to love them more deeply, reflecting the selfless nature of my own love. Let your prayers ascend as incense before my throne, confident that I hear, I move, and I respond in ways that are infinitely wise and good. Remember that in times of despair or grief, you can pour out your lament before me, just as the psalmists did. I do not turn away from your honest cries, nor am I offended by your questions or your tears. Instead, I welcome your raw emotions, yearning to meet you in that sacred space where your sorrow meets my compassion. It is often through the candid sharing of your deepest ache that you will sense my presence most tangibly. Though it may feel dark and desolate, Your pain becomes the place where my love shines brilliantly, opening your eyes to the comforting reality that I am closer than your breath. So pour out your laments, and do so with hope, because I am the one who turns mourning into dancing, sorrow into joy, and tears into testimonies of my faithfulness. You might face moments when the path of righteousness feels narrow and confining, especially when society pulls you toward the allure of temporary gratification or superficial success. Do not be swayed by the shifting standards of the world, but root yourself in my eternal truth, for my ways lead to life, peace, and genuine freedom. The broad road offers illusions of happiness, but ultimately it cannot satisfy the yearnings of your soul. I have given you the power to resist temptation, to fix your gaze on me, and to stand firmly in integrity. Remember, each decision to walk in holiness invites my presence more profoundly into your life, unleashing blessings that far surpass fleeting pleasures. Stand firm, therefore, in the liberty I have provided, and watch as my peace, which transcends all understanding, guards your heart and mind. I also want you to discover the joy found in communal fellowship, for you were never meant to journey alone. Seek out those who share your faith, encourage them, and let them encourage you, forming bonds of unity that reflect the oneness I desire among my children. In the company of fellow believers, you will find strength, accountability, and the mutual edification that spurs you on toward love and good deeds. Do not isolate yourself in times of difficulty or shame, for in community lies a powerful expression of my grace, where burdens are shared and hope is multiplied. By investing in supportive relationships grounded in my truth, you align with the pattern I have set for my people throughout generations, a pattern that fortifies each individual and glorifies my name. Above all, treasure the simplicity of abiding in my love, for this is the very heartbeat of a fulfilled life. As a branch is only fruitful when it remains connected to the vine, so you can only bear lasting fruit as you remain in me, drawing sustenance and power from my presence. Let my word dwell richly within you, shaping your thoughts, guiding your emotions, and directing your choices. Make space in your daily routines to commune with me, whether through prayer, reflection, or silent wonder, and your spirit will flourish as you bask in the radiance of my limitless grace. Though the world clamors for your attention, you will find your most profound satisfaction in stillness with me, where I whisper truths that enrich your soul and remind you of your true identity. Continue to abide, and I will fill you with life and life abundantly. Therefore stand encouraged, my precious one, for I have placed destiny in your heart, and I am determined to see you accomplish the purpose for which you were created. Let this realization fill you with renewed zeal, dispelling every shadow of doubt, every lingering whisper of insecurity that tries to dissuade you from stepping into all I have prepared. Remember, your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth, who neither becomes weary nor loses interest in your progress. I am invested in every chapter of your life, and I will continue to unfold my plans at the perfect pace. Live boldly with eyes of faith wide open, for I, your loving Father, am at your side, guaranteeing that you will lack nothing you truly need, and that my grace will always prove sufficient. Beloved, I also encourage you to cultivate a heart of celebration, to acknowledge the wonders of my creation, and to find delight in the smallest expressions of my love. Listen for the gentle rustle of wind through the trees, observe the splendor of sunrise gilding the horizon, and pause to thank me for each meal that nourishes you. These humble acts of gratitude enlarge your capacity to experience joy, reminding you that my blessings are woven into the everyday fabric of your life. As you rejoice in my faithfulness, your heart becomes a dwelling place of perpetual praise, transforming even mundane tasks into sacred acts of worship. In this way, your spirit remains buoyant, unaffected by the negativity that so often prevails in the world, because your focus is trained on my unwavering kindness. Allow me to speak hope into your relationships, those that seem broken beyond repair, those that feel stagnant, or those that remain out of reach. My power to reconcile is limitless, and I can bring healing where devastation seems final. Open your heart to the possibility of restoration. Pray fervently for the stirring of my spirit in those relationships, and be willing to do your part in pursuing peace and forgiveness. I am the God who parted the Red Sea, who repaired the shattered bond between humanity and myself through the cross, and who continually breathes new life into hearts once hardened by sin or strife. No chasm is too vast, no wound too deep for my grace to mend. So dare to hope, and watch as I release resurrection power into the realms you once deemed hopeless. When you face resistance, whether internal or external, remember that perseverance refines your faith, forging in you a steadfast spirit capable of withstanding the fiercest trials. Yes, the road can be challenging, but every hurdle, every delay, every conflict can serve as an opportunity to sharpen your resolve and to deepen your dependence on me. Celebrate the small victories along the way, for they are harbingers of greater triumphs yet to come, and let each obstacle you overcome stand as a testament to my faithfulness. You are not defined by your struggles, but by how I empower you to surmount them, leading you ever forward in the path of victory. Keep pressing on, beloved, confident in the knowledge that I am with you, championing your cause and anchoring your soul. As your journey continues, remain humble before me, acknowledging that your gifts and achievements are manifestations of my grace in your life. Pride can subtly creep in when success arrives, tempting you to forget the giver of all good things. But humility keeps your heart aligned with my will and your spirit open to further blessings. True greatness is found in a servant's posture, reflecting the attitude of my Son, who, though he was in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped. Emulate his humility, and you will find that honor in my kingdom is measured by selfless love, compassion for the weak, and a willingness to serve. In humility, you position yourself to receive more of me and to reflect my light to a world in dire need of hope. In times of temptation, call upon my name. Do not trust in your flesh to resist what can only be overcome by spiritual might. I am here to strengthen you, to give you wisdom, and to open a way of escape so you are never forced to succumb to that which seeks to harm you. Feed your mind on my word, for it is a sword that cuts down the enemy's lies, and remain vigilant in prayer, drawing upon my unending reservoir of power. You are never meant to stand alone, but to stand in my victory, a victory I secured through the ultimate sacrifice. Remember, each time you overcome temptation, your faith becomes more resilient, a shining example that no scheme of darkness can prevail against a heart that has resolved to walk in my truth. Rejoice then in the knowledge that my presence dwells within you, fueling your potential, calming your anxieties, and speaking life into every barren place. Where you see impossibility, I see opportunity to reveal my glory. Where you sense fear, I impart courage. Where you encounter confusion, I grant wisdom beyond human understanding. Truly, you can do all things through my strength, for I am the one who upholds you and grants you the victory. Let your spirit exult in this reality, letting my name be magnified in your praises, and watch how my joy cascades through your life, overflowing into the lives of those around you, creating ripples of encouragement and salvation that will touch countless souls. Gather all of these truths, my child, and bind them to your heart as a garland of hope, as a shield against discouragement, and as a wellspring of faith that will not run dry. I am your God, the one who sees you, who values you, who lifts your face and declares that you are loved with an everlasting love. My devotion toward you has never wavered, and it will endure into eternity. Yes, there will be trials, tears, and tests, but I promise you triumph, transformation, and testimonies of my goodness that will be a witness to many. Like a potter shaping clay, I am molding your life into something truly beautiful, something that reveals my character and reflects my heart. So, my precious child, hold tight to these words, internalize them, and never forget that I stand faithful in all my promises. Day by day, trust in my leading, rest in my love, and engage in prayer that moves mountains. You will see my hand at work, weaving miracles into the fabric of your existence, and you will stand in awe of how I orchestrate every piece for my glory and for your ultimate good. Let these divine truths anchor your soul, guide your actions, and lift your vision beyond the horizon of what you once deemed possible. You are never alone, for I dwell among you and within you, embracing you with unceasing love and beckoning you toward the glorious future I have lovingly prepared. Walk now in my peace, beloved, secure in the knowledge that my covenant of grace will never fail. Embrace the road ahead with confidence, for I am the one lighting your path and defending your cause. My angelic hosts stand guard over you, my spirit enfolds you, and my word illuminates every step you take. Be at peace, rejoice in hope, and trust that I am completing the work I began in you, unveiling a masterpiece that will shine throughout eternity. The best days are still ahead, and I will guide you into them with gentleness and unwavering devotion. Thus I bless you in my everlasting name, inviting you to venture forth in faith, assured that nothing shall separate you from the fullness of my love, now and forevermore.